Today we're going to take a day trip to Washington, D.C. So we're going to see what it's like to walk around in the big city and try to get around on the metro. So come along with us.
The first aspect of riding on the metro is getting your ticket. Now the machines they have are really kind of hard to read, so that is a big challenge. However, thankfully, now they have electronic versions, so you can actually download an app and do it from there.
So riding on the metro poses many problems. First of all, trying to figure out where to go, what stop to get on, get off at. But the good news is they have a map. But I know what you're thinking. How can you read all of those little things on that map? Good news is they have an electronic version of this map. So the first thing I usually do if I'm going to be coming to a place like this is I get that picture from the internet so that I can look at it, I can have it on my phone, I can zoom in, and I know what stops. Because if you've ever been on a metro station or a metro, you would know that you can't hear them when they say, "This is the stop, blah, 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 blah." You can't hear that. You have no idea what they're saying. And you're trying to figure out, am I supposed to get off? So on the metro, it's hard to tell which stop you need. They have it posted up here. They can be kind of hard to see, but I would position myself where I need to be in order to be able to see it.
Escalators are also a struggle because stepping onto a moving target is actually very difficult when you don't have very good balance. Fortunately, each individual step has its own yellow strip to indicate to me that that's where an individual step is. As you're getting to either the top or the bottom, whichever direction you're going, it starts to flatten out, and that also helps me know, okay, be prepared, it's about to be finished. Now the area where you scan your ticket, I can see which line to go in because of the green lights. And I can't see the shape, I can't tell that that's an arrow, but I can see the green light. And then when you scan your card, there's a couple of places that light up green, and that's a very good visual indication.
Getting around DC can be really a challenge. However, you can look around, see some of the buildings. This is a good point of reference because you can see that from most anywhere in the National Mall. So that makes it really helpful to know which direction you're going and what you're doing.
So when it comes to crosswalks, I usually watch the people around me. That gives me a good indication of when it's good to walk and when it's not. But if there's no one around, then I have to rely on the light from across the way, which there's usually numbers underneath that tell you how long you have to cross before it's not going to be safe. And I can't see those numbers, but I can see the color white. It usually means that it's safe, and red usually means it's not safe.
We are taking a little bit of a snack break, and it got me thinking about being in places like this, kind of like theme parks and things like that, where you have these big areas eating and things like that, and trying to figure out what do you want. The line is really short right now, but when we first got here, the line was way back there. And it's hard to figure out what do I want to eat. I can't see the menu from all the way back there. Fortunately, the people I'm traveling with, they can see that far, and so they can tell me. But when I don't have people with me, I wait till I get closer. Because thankfully, places like this usually have these signs kind of a little bit closer, where you can see the menu a little bit. It's like as you're getting closer to the front. So that's helpful. Taking pictures of menus from a distance is also really helpful, and that helps me see what they have to offer as well. Navigating the zoo is a bit of a challenge, but one of the things I like to do is take a picture of the map, and that way I have a digital version of it, and then I can zoom in and see. Now, once again, I have friends with me, so I don't have to worry about doing the navigating myself. But in places like this, it's much easier to just take a picture of the map.
Seeing animals in the enclosure is kind of tricky to do, but what I typically do is I listen to the people around me, and as they are saying things like, oh look, there he is up there on that rock, or oh look, there he is by the tree, that helps me be able to know where to start looking for the animal. Also, having videos that I can now look back on, pictures and videos and things, then I can kind of go back and see what the animals look like. Because at the time, I really couldn't see them very well, but now I can look back at the videos and see them a little bit better. It's quite different navigating a big city versus a small town. Some of those differences would be in like crossing the street. A smaller town may not even have a stoplight that you're trying to cross at, but you still want to make sure that you're being safe as you're crossing the streets. So you're looking for things like reflections of the sun off of the vehicle itself. Or if it's dark, you might be looking for the glow of the headlights approaching. Or you might just be listening for the sound of a car. Those are some things that I do in a smaller town. Also in a smaller town, there's not going to be a metro system. So you're going to be having to physically navigate yourself around. I like to use my map on my phone, my app, and I will literally follow my little dot if I need to get somewhere. Sometimes I will specifically tell my phone to navigate me, and it gives me walking directions. But sometimes if it's a small enough distance, I will just look on the map where I need to go, and I will watch my little dot so I know which street I'm at. Is this the street I should turn at? It's really helpful. So I hope this kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of ways that you can kind of navigate some things that are a little bit more challenging when it comes to big cities or even potentially theme parks, zoos, things like this. And I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have any things that you use to help you navigate in big places like that, or even in small places, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions about some specific challenges maybe you face, go ahead and leave those down in the comments below. And stay tuned for more Blind Perspective.